Thank you for joining us today. My name is Gail Watson, President and CEO of Women Speakers Association, the go-to place for women leaders, change agents, and women with a message to connect, collaborate, and grow their visibility worldwide in order to fulfill her mission. And as part of fulfilling this mission, we are excited to introduce you to Voices of the 21st Century, a collection of female voices rising up to educate, guide, and inspire. And here with us today is the fabulous featured author, Gail Rosenthal. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Gail. It's lovely to be here. And I'm so excited about this publication.
I'm glad. We are too. So the subtitle of the book is A Bold, Brave, and Brilliant Woman Who Shares a Powerful Story. And that is definitely you, because I love your attitude in general. You challenge status quo, and you talk about giving new perspectives to things. So my big question is, before we dive into your story, is why now? What has inspired you to share your story in Voices of the 21st Century?
You know, women have such powerful voices, and it's now, right now, in this period in history, right now in this period of time, that we're all really being heard. And this is an important message for women all over, not just women, for men as well, because we're all programmed from the time that we're teensy little kids with values and beliefs that we may not actually subscribe to. They might be our parents, they might be our grandparents, they might be something we saw on social media. Whatever it might be, we have a set of rules in our heads, and so many of us run through life, and I do mean run, with these knee-jerk reactions instead of just taking a breath and thinking about whether or not it's really our perspective. And I think it's time for all of us, each one of us, to become our authentic selves. And that includes maybe taking a different perspective look at our lives.
I love that. And so from that lesson, because that is a good one, living in those past beliefs or those beliefs that were handed down to us, like, how does that show up in your life today? I mean, what impacts have been made from that?
I like to say it's the should syndrome. You should do this, you should do that, you should wear this, you should be this way, you should speak this way, your hair should be this way, whatever the should might be. And a lot of that comes from family, and some of it comes from religion, and some of it comes from peer groups. And it narrows the focus so tight that we miss amazing opportunities. And it happens all the time. I love that. I have a friend who gave an example. Let's just say you want to buy a car, and you've decided you're going to dream big, and you want a Ferrari. And you really want this Ferrari. And suddenly, there are Ferraris everywhere. And you see them at the store, and you see them on the freeway, and you see them parked next to you, and you see them driving by all the electric vehicle refueling stations. You see them everywhere. Were they not there before? Of course they were. It's a little bit different perspective. And how many more possibilities could our lives have? I mean, honestly, our lives should be filled with joy. I believe that we're here to experience as much joy and happiness as we can. Why not have lots of options? And for me personally, my upbringing was pretty, I won't say it was strict. I was taught to think for myself for certain things. There were a lot of constraining beliefs regarding marriage and regarding dating and regarding those things. And I found that first I completely bucked the system, and that didn't work. And then I completely went with the system, and that worked worse than when I was bucking the system. So I had to find a happy medium. And lucky for me, a very dear friend and one of the very few relatives I really actually like is a master NLP trainer. And I took a neurolinguistic programming course from her, and it opened up a whole world of amazing, joyous wondrous things for me, and it sparked my curiosity to see what else was possible. And for me, that's it. I have to look at things from a little bit different perspective, because just a tiny, tiny shift could change the whole picture.
Right on. So you are, so as a reader, and when you wrote this story, and you go into it, what do you want someone to really take away from it? Is there a single point in there that you're making, or what is it?
I think the point is actually different for each reader. You know, that sounds weird, so let's backtrack a second. It is all about perspective and how you actually look at things. Now, how you actually shift the perspective, or where the perspective is coming from, or whether you own it, or whether you're owning somebody else's perspective, all of those things are unknowns and variables. So when I work with people, quite often, it's this perspective that needs to be shifted in order for them to open up to a whole new world of who they are, who they want to be, and what's possible. And I work with people all over the world. I do it in one-on-one sessions, I do it in groups, and I give seminars to help people move to their best joyous place, because that's what I want for the world. Creating joy one mind at a time.
I love that. You know, Gail, I've always appreciated your sense of humor. You're funny. You take on,
Well, thank you.
you have such an infectious smile. Your personality is sassy and it's fun, and I really love that. And I think if anybody's watching right now and you're hearing Gail's words and you think that this is a message that needs to be shared on platforms that you're involved with, I mean, please do get in touch with her, because one thing's for certain, you're going to bring a lot of life onto that stage, a lot of fun and a very good feeling. So you never change either, Gail. You are awesome.
I don't change. I am constantly changing.
Oh,
My life is all about change. And honestly, the only constant is change. You may not see it, but I feel it and I notice it. And one of the things that I chose for myself when I actually finished my neuro-linguistic programming course was to notice and celebrate the changes. And that to me is what it's all about. We may not notice the change, the little tiny bit of gray here that just popped up one day, right? Of course it didn't pop up one day. It's been coming there for forever, and all of a sudden I noticed it. So I'm noticing more, and the more I notice, the more depth my world has. And the more depth my world has, the more joy I can create and the more possibilities there are to experience. So come change with me.
okay. So I know, because you're jam-packed full of it, is wisdom. What would you like to leave our listener today with?
You're perfect, absolutely perfect, the way you are, as long as you like the way you are. And if you're not okay, then let's get it fixed, because it's your job to be happy and to be the best version of you that you can be. So let's get that done.
I love it. I love your story. It would be a great gift for someone in our life that we maybe need to empower, or just give them a little boost of that permission of, enjoy your life. It's that simple. So your book, if I wanted to get a signed autograph copy, maybe even a personal message put in there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Where would I go to get this book?
You can email me off my website, and my website is www.gailrosenthal.com. There'll also be a button up there just to purchase an autographed copy of the book, if that's all you'd like. If you want a personalized message, there'll be a place for you to send me an email, and we can discuss what you'd like on the book. You can also contact me there for change work, seminars, coaching, all kinds of other things. So my go-to place, www.gailrosenthal.com.
And that's Gail. You know, being another Gail, I understand the different spellings.
Thank you. Yes, Gail Rosenthal. GailRosenthal.com.
That's awesome.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. I'm working on that.
You're so much fun. Okay, thank you, Gail. Thanks for sharing your brilliance with us today. You're amazing. Always laugh. Maybe that's what I meant to say instead. It never changes. Always keep laughing, because
That too.
yeah,
That too.
you light up the world for sure. So thank you, and thank you to our listeners today for joining in. And I would invite you back again next time to hear from another amazing woman share her powerful story. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gail.